The Georgia sun beat down on Ilaura's face, even through the grimy window of the abandoned police cruiser. It was a different kind of apocalypse, a saccharine nightmare painted in pastels and frosted with existential dread. Project Zomboid had taken a turn for the bizarre. The undead were no longer flesh-eating monsters, but sentient cakes animated by some unknown force. They were cake zombies, and they were everywhere. Ilaura gripped the steering wheel, her knuckles white. The modders hadn't been kidding about the environment either. Twisted cake trees, their branches adorned with edible ornaments, lined the streets. Sugar crystal rocks, shimmering like amethysts, jutted out from the cracked asphalt. It was beautiful and terrifying, a grotesque parody of a child's birthday party. Her first priority was survival. Thankfully, she'd prepped her character well. Ilaura was resourceful, skilled in mechanics, and possessed a grim determination that even cake zombies couldn't crumble. She just needed to find a safe haven. The heated modification mod was a godsend. Attaching heating coils to her weapons meant she could slice through the sugar crystal bones of the cake zombies with relative ease. A heated katana became her weapon of choice. "All right," she muttered to herself, "time to claim a street." The street in front of her was eerily quiet, save for the distant shuffling of cake zombies. Slowly, carefully, Ilaura exited the cruiser. The air was thick with the scent of vanilla and something vaguely decaying. Her approach was methodical. She scouted each building, marking them on her map with categories: loot, clear, danger. The first few houses were overrun with cake zombies. Strawberry shortcake shambled alongside chocolate fudge brownies, their once human faces now contorted into sugary grimaces. The heated katana made quick work of them. The sizzling sound of melted frosting filled the air with each swing. It was sickeningly sweet, but effective. Ilaura pushed through, her boots crunching on scattered sugar crystals and crumbled cake. After hours of relentless clearing, she found it, a 2-story house with a sturdy fence and a decent-sized backyard. It wasn't perfect, but it was defensible. The street leading to it was now relatively cake zombie-free. The next few days were a blur of scavenging and securing the house. Ilaura looted every nearby building, amassing a hoard of supplies, canned goods, tools, seats, medical kits. She barricaded the windows with planks ripped from other houses and reinforced the doors. The backyard was her next project. Farming was crucial for long-term survival. She tilled the soil with a rusty shovel, planting the seeds she'd found. The strange soil, infused with sugar from the environment, seemed to agree with the crops. Soon, tiny sprouts emerged, a vibrant green against the pastel landscape. One morning, while watering her nascent garden, she heard a whimper coming from the nearby woods. Cautiously, she approached, katana in hand. Nestled beneath the cake tree was a small, fluffy creature. It resembled a rabbit, but its fur was made of spun sugar, and its eyes were glittering candies. It was a cake rabbit, abandoned and scared. Hesitantly, Ilaura offered it a piece of carrot from her garden. The rabbit sniffed it, then nibbled delicately. It was love at first bite. She named it Sprinkles. Sprinkles became her constant companion, a sweet, albeit surreal, reminder of the strange world she now inhabited. But the apocalypse was never truly quiet. One afternoon, a chilling sight greeted her. A massive cake blob, a pulsating mass of different flavored cakes, was slowly rolling down the street, consuming everything in its path. It was horrifying and hypnotic, like watching a sentient dessert devour the world. Elora knew she couldn't fight it. It was too big, too powerful. She grabbed Sprinkles, barricaded herself inside her house, and prayed. The house shook as the cake blob lumbered past, its sugary tendrils scraping against the walls. Days turned into weeks. Elora continued to refine her survival strategies. She created a rainwater collection system using salvaged barrels and pipes, ensuring a supply of uncontaminated water. Energy was a bigger challenge. Solar panels were rare, and generators required fuel that was becoming increasingly scarce. Then she remembered reading about a mod that allowed for the creation of sugar-based fuel. The sugar crystal rocks were the key. She built a makeshift refinery in her backyard, carefully processing the crystals into a potent biofuel. The air filled with the sickly sweet smell of fermenting sugar, but it worked. She now had a reliable source of energy. Her life settled into a routine, a strange blend of normalcy and absurdity. She farmed, scavenged, refined fuel, and defended her home from the occasional cake zombie ambush. Sprinkles hopped around her, a comforting presence in the desolate world. But Elora knew that complacency was a death sentence. She wanted to not just survive, but to thrive. She expanded her farm, experimenting with different crops. She learned to craft more advanced tools and weapons. She fortified her house, turning it into a veritable fortress. One day, while exploring the ruins of a bakery, she found a blueprint for a cake golem. It was an insane idea, a completely ludicrous concept. But Elora was intrigued. Building a cake golem, a powerful protector made of solidified cake and sugar crystals, would be the ultimate symbol of her adaptation to this bizarre world. It took months of painstaking work. She scavenged rare ingredients, refined sugar crystals into incredibly durable building blocks, and perfected the arcane rituals outlined in the blueprint. Finally, she stood before her creation, a towering behemoth made of gingerbread, fudge, and spun sugar. The cake golem was more than just a protector. It was a testament to Elora's resilience, her ability to not just survive, but to create, to innovate, to thrive in the face of utter madness. She had carved out a life in a world overrun by cake zombies, a world that had once seemed utterly hopeless. As the sun set, casting long shadows across her farm, Elora stood beside her cake golem, Sprinkles nestled in her arms. The scent of baking cake filled the air. It was a strange life, a sweet and surreal apocalypse. But it was her life, and she would defend it, one slice at a time. The cake zombies could come. She was ready.